This is a video I've been personally wanting to do for a little while. We're going to talk about my 5 most wanted unreleased cards from the OCG. Now, for those of you that don't know, there are infinite amounts of cards that we actually just don't have legal in the TCG, whether or not it be a V-Jump promo, it's from some fucking weird-ass special edition, or for some reason, Konami thinks a random raid raptor monster is going to degenerate the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! So we got out Patchwork Robbie. Honestly, I think the breast pocket is the best part about the shirt, but just my 2 cents. So let's dig into my 5 most wanted unreleased TCG cards. Or, yeah, OCG cards. Fuck it. Same shit. Alright, we're going to just start off with Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon. So, this card honestly only has one thing going for it, and one thing only. And honestly, it's the only reason why Pendulum decks ever played it. So, the full Pendulum Scale 12 cannot be normal summoned or set, must either be Pendulum summoned from your hand or special summoned from your hand by tributing 3 Dragon monsters. 1 Fusion, 1 Synchro, 1 Xyz. You're never doing this. You can discard this card and pay 500 life points to add 1 level 8 or lower Dragon Pendulum monster from your deck to your hand. That's all we care about. Like, oh, okay, this is all the monster effects, my bad. This guy gets attack and defense equal to the half of your opponent's life points. Once per turn, pay half your life points, shuffle all cards on the field and graveyards into the deck. Pendulum Scale, you cannot pendulum summon monsters except for dragon monsters. This effect cannot be negated. Target 1 Dragon Fusion Synchro in your graveyard. Destroy this card and if you special on that target. Okay. Only thing we care about here is you can search for Dragon Pendulums. So, here's the thing. Sure, it's a 12 scale. Sure, you have to pay 500 life points. We don't give a shit about that. We can search for the fucking Chaos Emperor Dragon. Now, I've seen so many dark dragon decks in the OCG, just off of this concept alone. Why the fuck would you design a card that lets you search for other Pendulum monsters? Now, this card does a lot, and I mean a lot, but if you can get any of these other effects, sure, go for it. But the only thing we significantly care about is the fact that I can pay 500 life points and recruit for Odd Eyes, the Chaos Emperor Dragon, which is number 2 on my list here. But we'll get to that. So, there's that, which, like I said, leads into my segue here, which is the thing I care about, which is the Chaos Emperor Dragon, Armageddon Dragon. Now, for some reason, regular Chaos Emperor Dragon is still banned, and I've never kind of understood why the OCG just... Or actually, it's the TCG. Why the fuck we hate that card so much? But anyway, so Armageddon Dragon is fucking 3025 Pendulum Scale 1. Fun fact. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned from the hand or your face-up extra deck by banishing 1 light and 1 dark. The fact that this is reusable from the extra deck is pretty cute. You only special summon Chaos Emperor Dragon once per turn this way. Once per turn, pay half your life points, send as many cards you control as possible to the graveyard, except for in the extra monster zones, and if you do, send cards your opponent controls to the graveyard up to the number of cards you sent, and then ping your opponent for 300 for those cards. Then the Pendulum effect, pay 1,000, target one of your banished dragon monsters, and add it to your hand. We don't really care about that effect, it's just kind of there. Once again, you have a monster that, if you special summon it from the extra deck, it goes into the extra monster zone, you have means to kill other cards. Now, this card's a little bit more restrictive, like his counterpart. I think sometimes this card can be better than his counterpart. It's kind of hit or miss. The other Chaos Emperor Dragon has to be, the first effect of the main phase. This one you can literally do it anytime, which is fine, but this card's recursion makes me single-handedly want to play Chaos Dragons, or even a Blue Eyes variant of some sort. And Revolution Dragon and this honestly go hand in hand because, baby, you guessed it, you can search this little asshole off of Melody. Let's be real here. Searching for a fucking Chaos monster off of Melody, hey, we could search regular Chaos Emperor Dragon if we had it, but we can't do that. So, recurable boss monsters from the extra deck are A-okay in my book, and I think a lot of players would just be happy to have something else like this in their arsenal of just legalized cards that they can fuck around with in the general pool. I think, honestly, Odd Eyes Revolution and Chaos Armageddon Dragon should be 2 cards that should have been released long ago, but Revolution's in some weird-ass book. Now, the next one we're going to talk about here is Subterror Guru. Now, for those of you that don't know, Guru was released as a book promo somewhere along the way in Japan. And he's 1600, 1800 level 4 flip effect. You add 1 Subterror from your deck to your hand. And then you can target one other face-up monster in the field, change both it and this card to face-down defense mode. This effect can only be used, or this effect can be used during either player's turn if you control another Subterror card. And you can only use each effect to him once per turn. So the thing that made this card so goddamn good was you can search for Fiendus. Searching for hand traps literally every turn is not fair. Like, if I had to give a card that probably should stay away, besides Needle Fiber, it would probably be Guru. But the whole archetype just kind of degenerated into the search for the hand trap, recycle, Nemesis Archer, kill, get more recruitment. It kind of just scrapped the rest of the deck. And I don't think Guru was a bad card design for the archetype. It's the card that made the better cards in the archetype work. It just unfortunately made the other bad cards not so playable. And I will give Guru this. Guru makes Hidden City Stun viable. And if I have to be selfish for even one step of the way here, I think, honestly, having Guru in the game would make me much happier, just because I have one more stun variant that I can play on. Like I said, Hidden City shenanigans are always fun, and having your opponent having to play additional hand traps, or play around them, on top of Ash Blossom, Droll Lockbird, Ghost Ogre, you also have to deal with Fiendus. That doesn't seem like a very good day at the office. Now, I'm going to give it to everybody here. Number 4 is Patchwork. So you just add a polymerization and 1 Edgent monster from your deck to your hand, and you can only use 1 Patchwork per turn. This has been the most... If there's a card on this list, it's Patchwork. That's been the most requested card that I think players want. I'm starting to kind of think that they thought Patchwork was too powerful. Now, before Master Rule 4, Patchwork was fucking crazy. I've seen crazy ass boards that were able to be made underneath the previous Master Rule. Now you have to kind of work around the monsters you produce. You have to revive some from the graveyard and things like that. And I feel that Konami, for some reason, is a little bit skeptical with Patchwork. I don't know if they just think that Fright Furs are so degenerate that they're a danger to the game, or I'm not exactly sure what the reasoning is. But if Patchwork did come to the game at some point, Frightfur players, Fluffle players will rejoice, because they now have a much more consistent way of building these rather large boards. And honestly, having another Going Second deck in the game is not a bad thing. I think Going Second decks are good for the game. You think having 6 Going First decks and 0 Going Second decks is a good thing. No, that's not the case. You need to have variety. You need to have other means of doing so. And having Patchwork be that card that bridges the gap between, first and second, sure, I'll take it. But one more combo deck in the game would not be a bad thing. And, congratulations, Fluffle players. I'll give it to you. I looked at the list, and this one, I do want to play around with Fluffles. The deck is pretty fun. And the last one on my list of things is Code Talker. Now, before you get out of pitchforks and say, oh, why do you not want the Raid Raptor cards? I want everything on the list, honestly. I even want the shitty Trishula. But the reason I want Code Talker is because Filthy Casual me wants to actually play around with Cybers. Now, Code Talker gains 500 attack for each monster it points to. It's got the up-down arrows, the good ones. It cannot be destroyed by battle or your opponent's card effects while it points to a monster. The thing that makes Code Talker like the missing piece is they have the card that when you have a talker link monster summoned, you get the ability to search. And having that link to Code Talker is fantastic. Now, the way the OCG released this card was abnormally strange. It would have been the equivalent to basically you go to a shop, locals, to learn, I don't know if it was how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Or something along those lines, but you went somewhere, they gave you the card, and I think it becomes harder for America to release something like this. But the problem is, it's a fucking code talker. There's been no other significantly good code talkers produced on Link 2. This one is as generic as it gets for effect monsters, but this card does bridge the gap for Cyvers, allowing them to be a playable archetype, you know, even if it's at tier 2 status. So, just my 2 cents there. I think Code Talker is honestly one of the more important cards that we are missing for what he does for the Cyvers archetype. So, put down your pitchforks, don't call me crazy. Understand where I'm coming from here in the grand scheme of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game. So, just food for thought. No, Code Talker is rather interesting, but these are my top 5 unreleased cards that I want to see come to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game in the year 2018. Will we get them? Open one hand, shit in the other. That's how life seems to work these days. You guys agree with my options? What are your guys' cards that you want to see? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And I'm out, guys. Peace. The ride never ends, guys. Make sure you enable those notifications to get the latest videos that are being posted on this channel. Make sure you guys check out VanCole40 for my Cardfight Vanguard channel. And join me and House of Champions on the Zodiac Duelist TV Twitch stream. We'll be interacting with our audiences. And please check out No Limit Gaming and LGTCG.com for the cheapest trading cards on the market. Thanks for watching, guys, and please have a good day.